two. The Lincoln Co gets the start, but have a look at Aaron Cameron lighting the wick of the Valvoline Peugeot. The Lincoln Co covers off Girolami, but has forgotten that the Peugeot is on the outside here, and he's staying with the Lincoln Co. They're still side by side. Girolami trying to force the issue. He's on the grass, recovers it. Bjork bowls it wide. Cameron will move to the lead. Girolami just holds on to the car, and only just.
Incredible scenes. Nestor Girolami manages to hold on to the car. Now he's charging against Aaron Cameron. Can the Australian driver hold off the Argentine? Ted Bjork is back on the racetrack. Girolami gets the job done. He takes the lead, but not for long. He runs deep. Cameron, not content with second place, retakes that position. That is Mikel Azcona on the grass. All on the log stops. Is there damage on the BRC car?
Like
yes, there is. Mikel Azcona in strife.
How good is Aaron Cameron on cold rubber? Firstly, in the phasing of the start, he got great grip, launched away, and wasn't afraid to get the elbows out with Nestor Girolami, so experienced. Nestor is, as they went down into one. You've got to feel for Ted, though. Got in hot, trying to defend Girolami, and just could not arrest the speed. Couldn't pull it up at turn two.
Another sensational start here in the Kumho TCR World. More happening. That's Ben Bargwanna.
Paul's making here. Ma Xinghua is down in 22nd place.
Massive drama. We'll find out what happened there, although now we've got a big attack. That is Frederick Vervies. So Vervies on the inside. Has he got the job done? Jan Alichet on the outside line. The car's getting squiggly underneath him, further up front. Norbert Michaelis again trying his hardest to mow the lawn here at Sydney Motorsports Park. That doesn't hold him up too much. That is going to be a big story. If our race leader Aaron Cameron does get penalised for that jump start, that will be such a shame. He's made such a good launch off the line, pulled out a 1.3 second lead. Will Brown now on the attack again as well. The Continue Racing Audi versus the Melbourne Performance Centre machine. Brown gets done in the first section, but has the inside line. He's got the high ground now to the inside. All he needs to do is be smooth on the accelerator. Vervies is going to run out of racetrack. They give each other room though, and that is job done for Will Brown. But I reckon Fred is going to have another launch down into T1.
You're talking about cars that produce around about 340, 350 horsepower, turbocharged four-cylinder engines, front-wheel drive. They dance and move about typically, and those that are brave on colder rubber at the start of the race, and it's Jordan Cox. Down at turn two, Schaeffler Peugeot. One of the Lincoln Co's has gone off as well.
That's Jan Alichet. That is our joint championship leader in the Kumho TCR World Tour. Although Bevel Girolami on our timing street is 21st now, Cox just moves ahead of him. So Girolami's day is going from what could have been quite great into an absolute disaster.
And that's what's happened to Girolami.
Let's look at this replay here. Watch row two. Aaron Cameron, does he roll? Ooh, I tell you what, he might be in some trouble there. I'd like to see that again, but from that angle, I need to see the lights too, I need to point out. There you go. So this action aplenty on the opening lap. Pretty wild stuff going on. In the end, a 5-second time penalty. So if Cameron is to have a chance of winning this, he's got to bolt here at the restart. He's got to build a 5+ second advantage.
And Aaron Cameron goes now. That is a good start from the Peugeot driver. Norway losing a few car wins. And if anything, it's Ted Bjork on the attack. Further down the running order, that's one of the Cyan Lincoln Co racing machines. Is that Jan Alichet? I'm not quite sure.
That's a routier.
That's a routier indeed. Making a move in a T1. That's a gutsy move on cold tyres.
He's battling our own Tony D'Alberto. We go back one of the drivers.
Norway.
And didn't need the wet weather for that today. That car understeered massively into turn two. And he'll lose a couple of positions in the process. Just shows you how much temperature and heat goes out of these Kumho tyres under that safety car period. But it's spiced up the mid-pack, hasn't it?
It has indeed, and that's opened the door for Will Brown to get in there. So Norby again on the grass. Great move by Brown, and around the outside, Vervies for good measure as well.
Welcome to Australia. Oh, wow. He's on a charge here, Will Brown. So we go back and have a look here now at Bailey Sweeney. We've been talking about the progress made by his teammate Josh Buchan. He's up the inside now on Sweeney, but he'll be on the outside as they go into the right hand. Wild stuff for HMO Customer Racing. Bailey Sweeney catches it. If you're Rob Benson down running that team at the moment, you are, torn. Emotions are torn.
And they're still side by side, so after that moment, Bailey Sweeney's not taken stock. He's just kept it absolutely pinned. He gets the deal done now, so Buchan stays behind, but that is some sensational driving.
Let's take a look at this here. That explains why it got wild for Norbert Mikulis down at turn 2, and clearly some damage to the right front of the Lincoln Co. Something wrong.
Here it is in car.
But meanwhile, Will Brown's up in the second place. So Rob Huff, the last time I looked, was in second position, sorry. Will Brown was up into 5th, but somehow he's jumped the 2 ComTU Racing Audis and run second in his pursuit of Aaron Cameron, who, gentlemen, let's not forget, has a 5-second time penalty.
You ride with Jan Ellershey here at Sydney, race 2 of the weekend. Zach Suter just ahead from the back of the field has reigned in 12th position as the Lincoln Co. tries to salvage a result. They've been in the wars here, it's fair to say, in race number 2, and just behind them in the new Honda Civic is our reigning champ in Australia, Tony D'Alberto. Ellershey with the move here on the left-hand side of Corporate Hill, gets it done. The Suter thought about it. Ellershey was a wake-up to that one.
Look at this one now. Will Brown not content to take the trophy and the points. He wants this pass on the racetrack as well, trying to apply the pressure to Cameron, and Cameron would do well to allow that Audi through because he's hemorrhaging time. If he fights Will Brown, he's losing more time. That's going to drop him a net result further back in the field. So Cameron has somehow got to find a way to minimise his time loss against Will Brown. That's not going to be easy, and I'm absolutely sure the Melbourne Performance Centre Liquid Moly Cage CMG machine knows exactly that.
Greg Russ, Paul Jeffrey, Matt Nolte with you in commentary for this. This is for real. Brown through as they go out of 8. So we knew in a penalty point he would have it. He's now properly in the race lead. It's been a great drive. He's done superb things this year with Erebus. He's off to Triple Eight in supercars next season, but this is a reminder of this guy's talent, Paul.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. If there are any ever doubts about Will Brown, may they be dispelled. That is a fantastic and dominant race victory from 10th on the grid, past some of the biggest names and stars in TCR touring car, and to win by a healthy margin for good measure.
And Will Brown climbs out of car number 9. Another victory here in TCR Australia.
And the winner of race 2 in Sydney for MPC Team Liquid Moly from 10th on the grid, it's Will Brown.